Bow! What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Four Stooges. This is a show where we're gonna bring you guys positivity on a daily basis. On a Wednesday, actually. I'm here with my four brothers: Rye, Malcolm Stowe,
Walla,
and Anthony Poker, aka Guala. Do you want me to call you Guala from now on?
I like that. I want to call myself Guala.
All right, copy. I'll call you Mal. You call yourself Guala. It's so organic what we're about to have happen right now. How it all occurred, right? Me and the guys, we get an Airbnb to shoot this content at, and we actually have the owner here with us right now.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And it happened so organically. I'm really interested to see what this young black entrepreneurial man has to teach us today. You know what I mean? It's Black History Month, so it's only right.
Oh my God.
It's only right. Come on.
I appreciate that.
So we have Andrew Palmer in the building, you know what I mean?
All right.
Native Jamaican, you know what I mean? Shout out to Rye, shout out to all the Jamaicans.
Shout out to Bob Cartel.
So in essence of the show, we're gonna have him start off with a positive affirmation, and we're just gonna get into a natural interview. So introduce yourself and let's get into your affirmation.
All right. Good morning. I see it's done in the morning. So
Yes,
good morning, everybody. My name is Andrew Palmer, and I own and run Preferred Palmer Properties. I'm also a teacher and a professor and supervisor. And starting with an affirmation. And I was saying, I don't know if this is really an affirmation or not, because I kind of made it in my own head. But, you know, when things are really tough and say it's like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, you're working towards your goal. And especially that feeling comes up where you're like, oh, this isn't fair. I just need some help. Oh, and you're feeling so down. The first thing comes to mind is you don't complain when you're signing those checks, right? When you're getting that money, you don't complain, right? So you can't complain now. That's it. Get to work. And it helps because, you know, I can see myself getting that check, getting that thing working, making that other business work. And then when you get that check, you're not looking around like, oh, I need someone to help me. Take some of this money. Oh, this is too much for me. I can't. No. You don't complain then, so don't complain now. That's it. And I go to work.
I like that. Yeah, let's get a little stats in there. I like that.
So
I like that.
Now, your mindset is clearly different from a lot of people. You're 42 right now, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You're experienced man. You were telling us about how it came to be that you even developed this mindset was with you being kicked out of your mom's house at a young age. What was that experience like, and how did it shape the man you are today?
That's crazy. So, all right, I'm going to tell you guys just straightforward, fellas. You know, and maybe not everyone's here knows, but Caribbean moms are no joke.
I'm from
right?
Trinidad. My mom
So
be
you
on
know.
it today.
Okay, I would never even try to say like a bad word to my mother. She'd be like, "Pow!" What?
Or pot.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, or anything nearby.
Legit.
All I know is, you wake up on Tuesday and you say, I'll never do that again. So you learn, right? My mom, I came back from college. I worked my butt off in school. I was feeling myself. I came back home. I had a bachelor's degree, son. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I had 2. I was feeling it. Okay. And she was like, you're not going to come to my house and not take care of my house the way I want you to. You're not going to be bringing no girls in my little house. Who's these little girls? I'm like, Mom, come on. It's no big deal. What are you talking about? Right. Would you rather me home than out in the streets? And then she was like, no, I would rather you not do anything in my house that I want you to do and clean up and do this and do that. I'm like, stop. Listen, I'm paying utilities around here. What you worried about? Came home, locks were changed. Brand new deadbolts, handles, shiny, Schleg, top of the line. I know top of the line because I got to buy it for all these properties. Right. And she didn't get the cheap Defiance. She got the top of the line.
She knew what she was doing.
You know, you can't just kick your way in this house.
Right.
She locked my window because I'm used to climbing in the window, getting in, nope. And I was like, man, I was stuck. And I'm thankful. Just like today, I got blessed. I put my name into a lottery to see if I could get some housing. And I was a broke teacher. I was a brand new first-year teacher making an entire $36,600 a year. Couldn't afford nothing. Right. And I won the lottery for an apartment, a luxury apartment with swimming pool and parking garage, your own gym, a view overlooking the city for like $1,100 a month. No, it was like $1,083. And I was like, I'll take it. And I moved out of my mother's house. And I slept on the floor, and I had nothing for the longest time. I mean, months. All I had was my stereo and my clothes for work And I would come home every day, and I would sleep on the floor in this beautiful apartment with granite countertop just like this, and all the fancy stuff. I had stainless steel fridge. I had stainless steel stove. I slept on the floor. Finally, a friend of mine gave me an air bed. That air bed would be nice when you go to bed. Wake up in the morning, your legs be up in the air, your head on the floor, half inflated. Man, I was like, I got to get out of this. So I started, and I was like 25. I was like, I'm going to get a property. No more playing games. I'm buying property now because rent is a waste, and I'm losing everything. I mean, if you need to do rent temporarily because it makes sense, you need to be somewhere else temporarily, it makes sense. But overall, as one of the earliest and easiest keys is just get your property. Buy yourself something, especially because you can use your first-time home buyer advantage, which means you only have to put down 3% instead of 20%. When we're talking about like a $500,000 home, 3%, oh, you can come up with 15 grand. 20%, you got to come up with 100,000 in cold hard cash. That's a lot harder to come up with.
How do you qualify to pay 3% down on a home?
You just be a first-time home buyer. Meaning you haven't bought another house. You haven't owned another house of the same kind of category in the last 3-4 years. You haven't had it. And if you've never had one before, it's your first house because you're in your early 20s. You're qualified.
Question. So how does credit play a part in this?
Of course, you have to have credit, but not even a lot. Isn't that crazy? I think you only need like a 620 to get an FHA loan.
Hold on.
620.
Y'all heard that? A 620.
Yeah, a lot of us, we just say, oh, we can't do this. My credit isn't perfect. So, I had that one collection and just, all right, fix that one collection. And then your credit score will be, even if it's a bad credit score, you'll have like a 635, 640.
Just make it.
Word. That's good enough. Get started.
Right.
And even if it's lower than that, they'll just give you a high interest rate. But if it makes sense, then you can make it work. So I jumped in at 25. And also, I will say, too, I got blessed. I met this older guy, and he put me on. He was like, you come over here, you listen to me tell you. You tell me, this is what I tell you to do. You just do what I tell you to do. You'll be rich when you get old. You just listen to what I tell you.
Was he how you meet this guy?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I went to Verizon because my mom needed something. So I went to, go get and next thing you know, this older man's talking to me. It's Mr. Buongiorno. Now, you guys from here, but Buongiorno's in this area, if anybody knows, it was this amazing store. They had everything you could get in like the Bronx, like all the traditional foods that like Hispanic people and Jamaican people and all of us eat, right? He had a gas station, he had a liquor store, he had the other lot nearby, he had construction trucks. This is the man. Like if you was a person who had all the money, Mr. Buongiorno had it. And he was like, you listen to me, I'm gonna tell you what to do. You buy a house every year for 15 years. You take it, you rent it out. At the end of 15 years, you sell half of them, you own the other half outright. You're rich. You make $20,000 a month. You're done. And I was like, man, that sounds amazing. Really?
That simple?
That simple.
That plan sounds crazy.
Guess what though? But let's run that through.
Do the math, and so people can really understand.
All right. So here's the basic math of it, right? More or less, the market is going to go down every 7 years and come back up again. And then go down and come back. And every time it comes back up, it comes up a little higher than it was before, right? But if you buy over the course of 15 years, that's 7 times 2 is 14. You're going to have, 2 dips, and it's going to be back up again. At the 15th year, you sell half of them, and you own the other half outright. You can just do whatever you want. Now, there's a lot of options. Some people would say, keep your debt. Keep that, because, when you have to pay a mortgage, you get to write off all the interest you pay, and that's a lot of interest.
That's a lot, depending on the year.
So especially then, I was like, well, I'm gonna do what this guy says. I was 24 at the time. All right, I'm gonna do it. 25, I bought my first property. I bought a condo, and it was a 1-bedroom bath. Don't buy a 1-bedroom, 1 bath.
You heard it. Why not?
Oh my God! Because if you ever have a problem with that one tenant, you lose 100% of your money.
No, I can
and you got to come out of your pocket.
Right.
Like if the profit's so low anyway, the regular rent, maybe you're making $100 or $200 extra a month. So 1 month not being paid, you just lost all your profit for the year.
You're done.
It's a waste, and you're gonna lose that 1 month. Because someone says, oh, I'm moving out, and then they leave a couple things damaged. Oh, you gotta replace the stove. Next thing you know, you gotta pay $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. You only have $1,000 deposit like that. It's no good.
Right.
So
worthless.
Quick question. So you said that you bought your first property. It was a condo. Where were you staying at? You still staying in an
I was
apartment?
still staying in that apartment I got. Yeah, I said, all right, I'm gonna stay in this apartment. So I stayed in the apartment for a little longer. I was like, all right, cool. Then at 26, I bought another property. But this time I listened to my boy, who put me on. This man is the truth. He's also one of the most amazing guys in my life. His name is Raul Villasis, and he owns and runs The Edge, which is this men's training program. Gets your mind right, gets you like, it just makes you like reignite that fire, and then you're hungry again. Like, I don't know, he'll train you hard. He'll get your mind right though, and he has a whole cadre of men who just doing things like running this world. It's amazing. So Raul put me on, and he was like, I'll get you the financing and help you buy yourself a home, and don't buy any of these, 1 bedroom, 1 bath nonsense. You get yourself a multifamily because it spreads out the risk. This way, if you have 2 renters in there, those 2 renters will pay guaranteed your whole mortgage, and that third one is just money for your pocket. So now I'm talking about $1,500 going in your pocket a month instead of $100. That's a game changer right there. How would your life be different if every single month, without getting out of bed, you have a profit of $1,500 to do whatever you want? That's the difference between owning a single family situation or multifamily, right?
Right.
The more people you have, the more you spread out that risk. The more, you have a crazy tenant like, yo, F you, son, I ain't paying you your rent. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, yo, I'll stop the eviction now. And this still won't affect my pockets. Okay. I'll see you later. Good luck.
That makes a lot of sense now, because people always tell you, don't start from 1 to 4, start from 4 to 1.
Literally, though. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's
I'll get there because I go there too.
see now.
Okay.
Nobody explained it to me that way in depth behind the scenes on the experience of, if you have a 1 bed, 1 bath, obviously if nobody wants to pay you, you're 100% assed out.
Exactly.
If it's a 4 in 1, obviously you have 3 other people. If you FHA, I'm pretty sure you have to live in 1 and have rented out 3.
Exactly. So I live there.
Right. So he lives there. So 3, if 1 doesn't want to pay, all right, cool. Like, you can get out of here. Somebody's gonna come back. I'm only a quarter left out of my
Right.
Exactly. You can refinance and get out of those programs too.
You feel me?
And then you're good. You can do non-FHA. You can find conventional loans too. There's ways to get around all these things and work through it. But the point is, get a way to spread out your risk.
Right.
That way, it's not going to kill you when anything bad happens. I had this huge major water leak that happened. Everything was flooding. Okay, great. I mean, I'm sorry that happened. Here's my plumber. Fix it. Done. It's not like, how will I do it? It's going to ruin my life. And, I will never recover from this.
Right.
It's not going to be that.
Right.
Yeah, because at this point you got all your eggs in different baskets. That's a cliche saying, but it really means a lot. Like,
It's everything.
make sure you spread your eggs out. Like, make sure you're not putting that all in one basket. Cause like
Hell
Andrew
yeah.
just said, like,
Hell yeah.
if he did that, he would be asked out.
Asked
1 bedroom, 1 bath, he's asked out if something happens.
Yep.
So I like that a lot, and I think a lot of people can take that and kind of use that to help them, and if they're aspiring to be someone like you, own a bunch of properties,
we
and get into
doing it. We
Airbnb.
working.
So being that we're in your spot,
Yeah, yo.
can you start off and like give us, well, not us too, because I never owned an Airbnb
aspire
too,
to own
but even the
Gentlemen,
listeners, what made you come about? Like, what made this whole thing come about? I know you met your boy Raul, you met your other boy that helped you, basically gave you the mindset on, all right, invest your money into something that's gonna grow and keep growing.
Yeah.
To the point where you said now you're making passive income. You don't even got to get out of bed.
Exactly.
You got $1,500 in your pocket.
I'm thankful for that. I am thankful every day. Gratitude is the first place. You always start there. And I'm thankful, for some really tough Jamaican parents who are like, oh no, boy, you can't lay there. You have to work.
Yeah.
What are you gonna be? No? Okay. What are you gonna be? Huh? Okay. What are you gonna be? Let's go. And they're always on you. They were vexed when I said I'll be a teacher, but I was like, no, do what you love, so that you never work a day in your life.
There we go.
I love my job. I love teaching. You can kind of tell I like to talk a little bit. So, it's fun for me.
Do you feel like your mom, I feel like with the way your mom raised you, right? I'm sure she was a great mom. She taught you all the right lessons. Do you feel like her kicking you out at that point was kind of like, let me see what you could do on your own. I raised you to be a man. And it's clear that you took the lessons that her and your dad instilled in you. You think that was her way of go be a man now. I raised a man, now go be a man.
I think all things work together for those who love the Lord. I think literally, even when someone tries to do you harm, God can turn that and use it for good. I think at that moment she was just angry at me. She had her moment and she was like, I'm the boss and you're gonna respect me no matter what. And I respect her. If this is your house. I was literally living in England. I came back home thinking I was gonna help my mom out being home. Next thing you know, I was homeless. So I was like, no, that's cool. This is your house. You're right, and I give it to you. And I'll always credit her with giving me the fire to say, hey, I'm gonna own property, and I'm never gonna be kicked out again. You can't kick me out. I own the place. I pay my bills. I pay that mortgage. So good luck. And it's been a blessing ever since. At 25, I bought my first property. 26, I bought my second property. 27, bought my next property. Then the market crashed, and I was like, oh, how do you work this? So, I had to make some changes, build something like this where we can actually politic and be together, do our thing. I went back to school, got a master's, second master's, and I lived here alone, doing my thing.
Wow. So, let's backtrack on that, like your lifestyle of what you just stated. So, what, the market crash in what year was this?
2008.
So 2008. Let's talk about your journey of like 2008. So you had 3 homes, right? You just
said?
At
that point, I have $1.2 million in real estate.
Can you say
it's Black History Month, baby? Come on, Black Excellence. That's what we talking about.
It was a lot.
Asset money right there.
Okay, so say that again. Say that part again. I like that.
The market crashed, but I had $1.2 million in property at that point.
At what age?
Remember, let's see, I was 28 then, right?
Yeah, about
27 at that time. Yeah.
27.
But also, that's also, a liability. Don't look at it like it's just an asset. It's only an asset if you're actually making money from it all the time, right? So you start off with some old wrinkly buildings that need some work. And, I wasn't even handy. I didn't know how to do anything at all. I had mad work to learn. So I'm trying to learn and rush and get stuff together, make it built. Hiring all these contractors. Contractors are stealing from you. People will start a job, not finish a job. You don't know which the right paint to use. You buy Behr instead of buying Benjamin Moore.
A lot of people don't even know what you're talking about.
You feel me? Yeah, that's a fact. That's just
That's crazy.
Yeah. Trust me on this.
One.
Just trust me on this. Buy expensive paint. What costs more when you're going to paint an apartment? The worker or the paint? What costs more?
The worker.
The worker. You paying him by the hour. So buy a product costs you $10, $15 more maybe, and then he can get the job done in half the time. I can spend $500 a day on a painter, but I'd rather spend $45 for a gallon of paint that'll get him done with the job in half the time than instead of spending $30, it'll take him double the time. Well, I say $15 to spend another $500. Please.
Cost and margin is
you can't.
Yeah, man. So, my mindset at that time was, learn to survive. Learn to make this work. I'm reaching out to everybody. How do I do this? What do I do? Call my dad up. And he's like, boy, I explained this to you when you were 6. My dad was like, you were on your own. You got to do this. I was like, oh, my God. It was a serious moment of sink or swim. And I definitely sunk for a while. Like, you got to talk about that. That was painful. And, bills were coming in. I was seeing like $12,000 a month of bills were coming in, and I'm like, I'm making like $9, and I'm taking all the money I'm making, and it's not enough, and I'm like getting a second job to help me with my business, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting a third job, and I'm like, true Jamaican, boy,
hard worker,
yo, I got a 5 job.
But that's very important though. Even at the point where you're owning real estate, people think, oh, that's it, I've made it, right?
Nope.
And people think being an entrepreneur is making a move, having a business, and then life is sweet.
Yep.
Like you might have had to struggle more than someone with a 9-to-5 at that point, right?
Absolutely.
So is that something that young entrepreneurs should know? Like when you're walking in, no shit is gonna get fucked up.
Expect it, and embrace it. Like like I said, I tell my girl too, embrace this moment, right? I told you she bought a new place. My girl is a very hardworking black woman who's doing amazing things. She's amazing, and I said to her, embrace this moment. She decided to jump into my business as well. So she bought a property just for Airbnb. So imagine that you're going into it and you've never had to run this business by yourself. All you have is this guy who's with you, and he says, trust me, you're gonna be good.
Take that leap.
Let's go. Take that leap. It was a 10-week sprint. 10 weeks we moved into her place with everything not even finished yet. I mean, just ripping stuff out and getting work. Right? And she's like, I'll do it. Let's go.
That's dope.
And she's never paid her mortgage yet. Not her. The business paid it for her. And she's doing good. She's doing beautiful.
The way you talk about
a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You're
proud. You're
this is good. I did good. The way you talk about this lady, it's almost like you kind of know she's the one.
Yeah.
I get that type of feel talking to you.
Yeah.
What makes her different than the other hussies you might have been talking to?
We
get
like that. Let's say that I've met some very amazing young women, and none of them been willing to, I would say, put in the work and work with a brother. Because as you grow, you'll find that there are women who are willing to work with you, and wherever you are, they'll work with you to grow somewhere, or the woman who's just willing to take from you. And there's a lot of takers out there. There's a lot of takers, and there's also a lot of people who just aren't at the point that they're ready to change and grow. And if you've ever been at those lows, like I told you, you're 27, you got $1.2 million in debts coming your way, and you're taking on 2 and 3 jobs. I meet nice girls all the time. They're like, "Oh, I see why you're single. You don't have time for a relationship." And you be like, no, I'm gonna make the time. Don't worry, it'll be cool. They're like, "No, you just don't have the time." And they expect that guy who's got the 9 to 5, who will be free, who works 40 hours a week and has 40 hours to give them a week. And it's like, look, if you're not gonna come with me, then we're not gonna go anywhere together. That's all there is to it, And if they don't work with you on it, then you gotta leave them behind.
We get to spend more time together if we go on business trips together.
That's it.
You feel me? More dinners.
Write them off.
I was gonna say, write them off. At the end of the year,
right.
you could write them off.
Maybe
even since I already got the Airbnb going, let me buy a property out there. So now I'm going out there for business purposes.
Hey, babe, you want that mimosa?
Yeah, right. Like, what you trying to do?
Shoot,
Like,
for that matter, you can just go ahead and just go on the calendar and just close out that day. We'll be there that day.
oh! Well, you close
We'll be here this day.
John DeMarco.
We'll be here that day. Yo, this is the real life though. This is what we do now. Like literally. So we also been blessed. We have another young man in our life. His name is Kingsley Roy Palmer.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Shout out, Young King.
Shout out, King. Man.
And how old is your son?
4 months. 4 months.
Man.
First kid.
First kid.
What does it feel like to be a new...
I waited.
What does it feel like to be a new dad?
It feels awesome, man. It's awesome. It's good. You guys see this kid when he wakes up, he looks over, it's you. He's like, he's so happy, and it's like, yeah, this is my kid. This is what I waited for. I didn't mess up and just get with one of them hussies and do it, because everyone could have. Anyone can do that, but I picked a woman who's providing me with a quality heir, and we can build a beautiful, amazing family together. So that's the best thing, because I'm not worried about where's my money going when my back is turned. I'm not worried about who's she talking to or where is she with. I don't have to worry about that. Like, we're working together and we're working apart.
So now I like that you said that we're working together but not working apart, because I read something. I follow this dude Neil Davis. I'm not sure if a lot of people know. I know Rod does that. Talking about all the time.
This is mentor.
But this is a guy on Instagram. He talks a lot about lifestyle. Get your mindset right. But anyways, long story short, he mentioned when you get in a relationship, a lot of people go out there seeking the physical attraction, the sex. They seek the love. They need that companionship. They seek all these extra variables that go into just building a relationship. And what he said was a good point. He said, yo, why don't you find a lady, that you like, obviously.
Exactly.
And treat that relationship like it's a business. And treat it like it's a business. And in a business, you can't really let emotions get involved in what's the main goal, which is me and you.
Preach. Jesus. Oh.
Which is me and you.
Talk to us.
Yo. What he just said is so true, man. I'm telling you, even the other day I had this moment where, I'm sure you gentlemen all, talk about the power of meditation. Right? Meditation is deep. And, if I can give you a gift that I was given by my buddy Raul as well, if you take a moment and you go really deep within yourself and you see yourself at all the different moments in your life, see yourself when you were a little 2-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old, see yourself when you were a 40-year-old, when you were a 60-year-old, when you were 85, 90, on your deathbed, 100 for me, because I'm going to get 100, all right? When you're 100 on your deathbed, and you can just look at yourself and just know you're the man. You're the one's going to make the connection happen between that little baby boy and this grandfather, great-grandfather, whoever he is. You're going to make all those great things happen. What would you tell yourself? How would you talk to yourself? How would you treat yourself? How would you love yourself? How would you connect with yourself? And then take that with you. Always have those voices with you. Maybe that's your ancestors. Maybe that's your wishes that you had as a child. Maybe that's all that's part of who you are. So you can be in a moment and step outside of yourself and see it. Like, you're in the middle of a moment, you're arguing with your girl, and you're all upset, and you're like, you know what? The older version of me would say to me right now, this doesn't actually matter. You're not gonna leave for over it. And all you're doing is causing more work for you to fix later. Apologize now. Yeah, but I didn't do it. It's not my fault, and it's not fair. Apologize now, because this will only help you for the future. You know me. I am you. Trust me. Just do this. And if you could just pop back in time and speak to yourself 5 years ago when you about to get all upset, and you could just speak words like, listen, brother, I'm gonna tell you right now. 5 years from now, you're going to be in a much better place than this. You're going to have your business growing. You can be on a podcast breaking down knowledge to other young people. Be cool about this moment right now. This won't change your greatness. This won't cost you anything. Say thank you for this moment, this hardship, because you will never have to go through this again. You're going to be paid. You're going to be rich. You're going to be happy. You're going to be joyful. This won't even happen again. But at least you'll be able to look back and connect the dots to how you got here, and you'll be able to recognize how great this woman in your future is compared to the garbage you've seen, or how great this opportunity is because of all the trash you've seen, right? So now you can look at it and smile. You can work your job, doing retail and having someone scream at you for not folding all the jeans on the wall right, and be like, that's okay. I won't be here long. I know where I'm going. Right?
My bad, because that I'm sorry to cut you off, because that answered my question with a cherry on top, and it's like a lot of people they like to, like you said, like they don't know how to leverage their I don't like to say losses, their lessons.
Right.
Leverage your lessons. Like you learned the lessons at a very young. I would say 27 is pretty young. Going through your 20 pretty young.
Yeah.
I think I'm
it's
still
good.
young.
You are, but now you can do better than me now, right?
Correct.
So even if you started at 24 and you don't buy the 1-bedroom, you buy the multifamily, and you buy a building down in Atlanta or wherever. You know what I'm saying? You spread out your risk already. You're ahead of me in the game. If you jump on and do Airbnb, you're twice over me in the game, right? Because I only got into the Airbnb game like 2 years ago. And that's a game changer. That's double your money. Automatic.
I was gonna. Oh, you guys.
No, go ahead,
I was gonna ask you, how did you get into Airbnb? Because I know obviously it's probably started off rental.
Yeah, I was doing regular rentals, and I got to the point where I got that down. I can do regular rentals, make my money, feeling good.
Sleep.
I was out in my sleep. I was in Mo Bay, floating in the water right there. Dr. K Beach.
Mo Bay is the place to be.
Yes, right on the hip strip.
I think I sent Malcolm a video yesterday.
Yes,
Shorty
sir.
diving into
that
the
was
rip.
it?
That's where it was.
Okay.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
We need to go out there.
I was laid out there. And for me, that was money. I had money. I was like, I had $15,000 in my bank account. All my bills were paid. I had nothing to pay left. I had bought a trip to Dominican Republic, a trip to Jamaica, a trip back to Dominican Republic in a 3-week span. 3 weeks just hopping on jets, and I was like, oh my God.
What you was doing in the DR?
That's content.
That's content.
Back to
Yeah,
that's content, bro.
But you know though, the craziest part is you laying there. I was laying there floating, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. I finally made it. I have no good woman by my side. And all this is for nothing.
You in the DR though? I'm sure there's some good women by your side over there.
I mean, you feel nice about it. It was a lovely time.
So, as someone at your age right now, with all the knowledge that you have, obviously it's still things you're trying to achieve, but you have a lot of knowledge. It sounds like with the older guy you met, with your friend Raul, you had mentors. I don't know if you refer to them as mentors.
Absolutely.
What are you trying to do? Are there any people that you're helping? Are you looking to help younger people achieve the things that you've achieved?
Absolutely. So I actually usually hire some of my former students, and I give them jobs, and I say, look, run with me. I'm going to show you some things. Let's do it. One of my buddies, John, he's a former student of mine. He's an ex-Marine as well. I don't know if you say ex because he's always Marine, I guess. But, he served a tour in Afghanistan. He served a tour in Iraq as well. And, he owns his own business. He's got a great luxury business called Layson Luxury Limousines in Connecticut. He's owned multiple houses so far. His wife is amazing too. She does teletherapy. His boys, who are my godsons now, they're just the most amazing things, as much as they can be, because now they're almost like older brothers to my son, and it's the most amazing feeling. One of my assistants as well, Emily, is amazing. She runs multiple businesses. She's doing amazing things. So we always try to take the best of what we see out there and people you would choose to work with, and then say, okay, if you're willing to, if your mind is teachable, if you want to learn, I'll work with you. And let's go. Let's run together. Let's create something. Let's make sure that it's not just me eating, but we're all eating together.
Sure.
So it's a beautiful thing, you know. I mean, later this week, we're going to have a little staff meeting, get some all people together. We bought another property called the Connecticut Lake House. And that's a single family, like you said, go from the multi down to the singles that can make this amazing lake house in Bridgeport, Connecticut, right by Trumbull, right by the Trumbull Mall. And it's sitting on a lake. You can just chill out there and enjoy it. So it's a 5-bedroom house. You can just go out there when we want to, have our staff meeting, do some work together, and then we have some time to just chill. Everyone can enjoy themselves and stay and relax. And we'll just take off, you know?
Nice.
So it's a blessing, you know, no matter which way you look at it. But never throw your pearls before swine. Don't go and say, oh, hey, young man, I'm going to teach you how to do well. And he's like, I don't need your help. I know what I'm doing. I've met a ton of students like that. Like, I remember this one guy was like, listen, I'm trying to tell you what to do to get your life right. You're not going to make a great life happen if you make $1,000 a month. That's not real money.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, don't tell me that. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, what are you planning on doing? He's like, I'm going to go cut grass. And I'm like, now, don't get it twisted. If you're going to own the company and be the best at cutting grass out there and be amazing at it, you're going to kill the game. You're going to be the best at it. But if you plan on being the guy who's only going to cut the grass, like literally you're on the machine cutting the grass and you're waiting on a paycheck, you're not going to make it. And I've seen them. Like, I've been teaching for 20 years now. So I've been in traffic and I look over and I saw one kid in a broke down, beat up station wagon. And he looked over at me and I looked over at him. And he just put his head down and just drove off. And he knows. Because I spoke to him about this. Mm-hmm. You have your opportunity. Take it. It may not come again. You can always turn things around, but it may not come again. Your mind is what matters and where you are right now. If you can jump on it, make the changes happen, do what you have to do, just do it. The time is going to pass anyway. What do you have to lose? Right. Just do it. If you completely fail at anything you try, you get the experience out of it, and you move on.
Yo, and it's crazy you say that. Like, you're not going to die.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to die. You like, no matter what you're doing, you could be I'm saying athlete because we all were athletes. Andrew, did you play any sports?
Yes, sir.
Track
and field.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Jamaican, it makes sense.
Well, I was fast too.
Shout out to Kadiki. He in the building. He Jamaican too.
In the cut with it. In the cut.
So
the thing on top of the TV though. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Legit. Thinking.
I'm gonna read that out for y'all.
You did say you love that too when you walked in the house.
I did say that. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Thinking here goes nothing could be the start to everything. And that just kind of sums up everything we spoke about. Everything. Mm-hmm. So it's like when that time comes where you think everything is going down, could be the best time of your life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And honestly, hold up. Because I had an experience like that too this year. Since we're on the topic, well, last year, 2020, I've recently graduated college, 2019, of December 2019.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Clap it up.
Thank you.
Brother getting his education.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's your first
sir.
step. You're getting your insurance for life. That's the first step. You know?
Uh-huh.
You may not end up using that degree for everything you do, but that will open so many doors for you.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Hell yeah. And that's exactly how I'm using it. I'm using it as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. I had an interview before my semester was over with a good accounting firm around me in Utica area named Brown's Brothers or something like that.
Brown Brothers, I think it is.
Brown's Brothers CPA firm. So I went to school I got my degree in accounting, and the interview I thought went well. Funny you guys talking about Montego Bay. So I had this interview, I want to say first week of December. The second week of December, I went to Mo Bay. My aunt was getting married.
Nice.
And mind you, I'm Haitian, so
nice.
That says a lot about Mo Bay.
Big
That says a lot about Mo Bay.
Big
So yeah,
good.
she got there. It was dope setting. But I got an email there saying the interview went well, and like I can't wait to speak more to you. And we just need this. They needed references. Okay, so I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm thinking everything's about to float my boat. I'm about to be good. Go back to school, back to Utica with a job in an accounting firm. Like damn, I went to school instead, you know. So. I get back and I don't hear from him for a month. Mind you, I hit him up a week after I heard this. So a few days after I got back to Utica, I hit them up like, hey, just check in, a little update. Nothing. So now I'm like, okay. So then I'm in the verge of where I want to apply to new jobs. And mind you, this is before I had the entrepreneur mindset. Right now I'm just thinking, I'm living right now. with my girl. I got 2 dogs. We got rent. I don't have a job. I'm getting unemployment. That's not, I don't want to stay here. This is not what I thought would be Anthony's life, you know? So long story short, got into CMOS and just for my health. You know, CMOS was something I felt like would be beneficial to me based on my lifestyle. And my boy tried it out, and that's how he got into CMOS. Long story short, we started our own business, and CMOS is our base product. We're a lifestyle company.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, and honestly, I give myself a pat on the back. That was actually one of my motivational speeches one day. And it's like, yo, if I didn't hear back from that company, I don't know if I would be where I'm at right now.
Exactly.
Let me just piggyback off of that.
That's
right?
amazing.
And I think for us, right, you've been doing your thing. Like, we made the most out of a year where a lot of people were complaining.
Yep.
I had a full-time job in Albany. The complete opposite, right? Full-time job, COVID hit, got laid off. Came back to the city. First person I called, Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm, what's up? What are you doing? Let's start that podcast thing that we've been talking about that way back in college.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it was literally like that. It wasn't a big plan. It was probably like a Wednesday. Let's book the studio on Saturday. And now for 43 weeks straight, we've been in the studio.
Hey.
You see what I'm saying? So as you said,
That's crazy.
what does the saying say? Thinking, here goes nothing, right? That was a here goes nothing. And I truly believe it's going to be everything for me and Mal, for him and for Ryan and Cleanursystem, and your mom kicking you out. Here goes nothing.
Exactly.
Now you're here to
and then you look on this side. If you notice, there's positive words everywhere, but it says on the other side what's gonna happen. You take that big plunge, and on the other side it says to you, it's all gonna be just fine.
We were locked out outside of the door for a little bit
I
today.
go into that too.
There was what's it saying outside the door? You remember?
It was a Jamaican one.
No, there's a little sign on the door itself. It's a guy says, it said, "Don't make me come down there."
Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, it's God literally saying, "Don't make me come down there."
Don't make me
like,
come down there.
hey, you better act right. Act right. Act right. Do what you gotta do. And,
Right.
These are all, it's funny. You see, these are signs that I keep around myself as well to keep my mind focused on what I need to do. And it all, what you end up creating in your life and attracting to yourself is what you put around yourself. Like, I love the fact you guys have your whiteboard out, your focus, and everything you see on that board will happen. And so it's only a matter of, how bold can you be with what you put on your dream board, what you put on your planning board, because it will all happen. Today or tomorrow, it's all going to happen. Even this kitchen you're looking in, which is crazy. I put 2 kitchens on my wall of what I wanted to see. 2 kitchens on my dream board. I kid you not. One was white, one was brown. Just like that, right next to each other. I walked into IKEA. They're like, I was saying to the star, I was trying to tell you that. Yeah. I walked into the kitchen, I was looking at this kitchen, it was beautiful, it looked just like what I wanted. And I was staring at it, this lady walks over and she's like, "Do you like that kitchen?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love it." She's like, "Do you want to steal it?" I'm like, "Lady, I know I'm black. There's no reason, right?" And she's like, no, it's just that we're getting rid of all of our demonstrations, so you can buy it 70% off. And I was like, "Can I have 2?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Word, let's do it." Picked out 2 beautiful kitchens. I took all the money I had, which is $13,000 cash, put it down, boom. And I came back, I can come back in a month, pick up everything in a big U-Haul. Now, I didn't have any more money, so literally, I took that U-Haul, parked it here, unloaded everything, and everything sat for 2 months so I could get the money to install it. It literally sat. This was all just IKEA furniture. That room was all IKEA furniture. All I could eat was white rice that whole summer. White rice with the Chinese
gravy?
spot.
No oxtail gravy?
I mean, a little bit of the duck sauce, though. That's it.
The duck sauce?
And let me tell you something, right? Because I'd learned enough. At that point, I was like, this is really good. I actually really enjoy this.
But that white rice probably tastes a lot better when you're working on the master plan.
I'm like, it won't kill me. I know all these Asian people lived on white rice and did just fine. I'm gonna do just fine.
And then you sign those checks.
Hey,
fine.
Let me tell you something, man. I went ahead and I installed one kitchen into when I had a garbage, old, disgusting looking kitchen. Brow, it looked beautiful. And people rent the place based on a kitchen. That place rents out immediately. Instead of getting and struggling to get $1,700-$1,800, someone walked in and she was like, "I want to get the place and I want it now. The rent is going to be $2,460 a month. I'm going to pay you $2,400." I was like, "Sold to the highest bidder. Thank you." She lived here for like 7-8 years. No problems. I took the other one, Did another kitchen upstairs. Fixed it up, and I of course saved the big granite for myself. And I did down here. And, it's not doing too badly.
Whole house yours?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Oh my God. Yeah. So now, in case you guys don't know, we're actually in the Airbnb. We are in
the basement.
Basement? Mm-hmm. So you have 3 floors or 2 floors?
4.
Oh,
First of all,
over 3.
I had another one.
Right, yeah, excuse my French. He has 4 floors and we're just in 1. So do the math. Right. And he probably lives in 1.
Mm-hmm. I do for now.
So now that's
For now. Yeah. Master plan.
I'm gonna look at it.
Master plan. Always think
master plan.
It's all about what's on that board. I'm telling you.
Right.
Yeah, I have some dreams that are still on my board. So
right.
It'll be alright.
So that's amazing, bro. And I can't even grasp everything you're saying. Like, I wish I could just start writing everything down, but like, you just probably shaped the future for a lot of people's lives that you don't even know yet.
Wow.
That you don't, because I know this is huge on me, because I actually try to do wholesale and real estate. I actually try to do that, and a lot of things happen where, I started a business, so like, I wasn't really focused on the wholesaling as much, so I did that. Mm-hmm. But that still plays in the back of my head. Like, I'm never going to not want to do wholesale real estate or not want to do something with real estate, you know, and invest in myself. So I'm glad,
I think what Amy trying to say, this was a blessing, and the fact that it happened so organic.
Yeah,
God is always looking up, man.
I'm thankful for all you guys, because you guys make me feel good. I'm like, oh, you guys, you're on the same page as me. I love it. Right. I mean, the only difference is y'all have 20 more years than I have. So what are y'all going to do with it?
When you make it say like that, big bro,
you know what I'm saying?
We got to go get it.
You got to get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. Not everybody own your little property, own your business, and then flip it. Get to 2. Find some worthwhile people. Set up contracts first. Do partnerships. Why not? Grow some things together. Let's go. But do your paperwork first.
Yes, sir.
Of course. Do your paperwork. Do your agreements first. Your operating agreement first. Set up your LLCs. But then once you got that going, man, run. You can do this. Like, what's new under the sun?
I don't know. Right. Just a shiny day.
That's it. And you can get it. Why not? Let's go.
Now, but before we get out of here, do you have, like, I'm kind of getting big into morning routines. I know a lot of successful people, they have specific, maybe not even morning, specific things that you do you think is necessary to keep you grounded to achieve the heights you're trying to go. That you could share with the people, maybe they could incorporate into their lives.
I'm going to tell you right now, truth. Yeah, prayer, absolutely. Hit your prayer first before you even get going. Then brush your teeth, okay? Literally pray first, right? And then make sure you have whatever it is you're going to eat or drink in the morning. You can have that. Bring it with you. Go to the gym. I don't care if you have your own home gym or you go to the actual gym. Whichever one, hit the gym. People always used to look at me and they'd be like, why are you so happy? What is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. We about to get this right now. We in this classroom. We about to get this. Let's go. And you have all this energy and fire and you wake people up. You bring them to your level. You desire to be a magnet. And then once you're that magnet, people have to come with you. They must come with you. You are this unstoppable, undeniable force, and they are magnetized to you. And once you believe that, really believe it in your mind, they will come. And you'll be, and you're like way deep down, you're like, holy shit, this really works. Yeah. I can't believe this. But it really works. And then, so every day. And then after your workout, get your meal, and then go to work. Do your thing. That always works for me, man. I've always found that I'm at my highest points when I do that. I find time to meditate late in my day. So I set a time for myself to get my meditation in. It's a 10-minute meditation. I'm not at 20, 30, 40 minutes a day. I'm not some guru on a hill yet. No, you can talk to Regine, my girl, about how to be that. She does that. I'm not there. But I'll get there one day. And that's fine. I'll set a date and a time and I'll get there. But for now, 10 minutes, it helps me stay focused in the middle of crazy times. People start talking you crazy. And you just look at them and say, okay, what do you need? Where's that little piece of God in you so I can just deal with you? Even though you're talking me crazy, I know through all that storm, there's that little piece of God, and that's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to anybody else. It doesn't matter to me. And then you're good. And then, they do say, try to get to bed on time. So, I make sure I get my 6 hours of sleep. They say 8.
Not 9, not 10.
They say 6 hours.
They say 8, right? What's Arnold Schwarzenegger say? Sleep faster. You don't need 8. 6 is good. Right? Yeah, 8 would be nice. So that's, maybe you get on the weekend or something, a cheat day. Right. But get your 6 and then go about it. And don't be undeniable, unstoppable. You can even tell yourself that, and you yourself will come along, because there's not just you in the head, right? There's there's the brain, and then there's like who you really are. Like I can hit you really hard in one side of your brain, and you'll still be you. I mean, you might have trouble speaking or something, and then they'll have to work on you, help you get back. But who you are is not just a brain. Who you are is not just a body, right? You are the person inside, right? So if that's who you are, that energy, that spirit, whatever it is, right? Then you can tell this body, this mind, what to do. Dope, right? Wait, we always say, "Oh, that's dope." Well, dope comes from dopamine, right? And so, when you buy drugs on the street, drugs are an attempt to copy the chemicals we make in our own brain, right? We spit out those chemicals and then we suck it right back up again, ready to use again. So if you need to feel excited to go and take 2 hours at 1:30 to 3:30 in the morning, finish this workup, and then force yourself to go to sleep, you can just will it. You can just say, I'm excited to get this done. I know that this is going to feed my kid. I know that this is going to help me. People used to laugh at me too. They'd be like, I'm like, you can't not pay your rent. You got to pay on time. You're taking food out of my son's mouth. Like, you don't even have kids yet. I'm like, I don't have a kid yet, but he's coming. Don't worry about it.
Don't take
any food out of his mouth. Let's go. Let's get this done. Oh, you can go. That's it. And I'm telling you, you can get just as fired up as you want to be by choice, by controlling your mind. And that's a deep level, but you can get there. Like, just like right now, if you see a gorgeous girl walks in, you all be like, hey. Society sitting up straight all of a sudden. Oh, I thought, good posture was hard for you. No, it's not hard right now. I'm real tall right about now. I'm just saying I can do this right now, do real good. Your voice is getting mad deep. Oh, yeah, that's how I always talk. Because why? Because all of a sudden you're motivated to do it. So choose the motivation. See how it's going to be. See that white and black kitchen if you want to have it, or whatever it is. You choose it, and then keep it right at the front of your mind. Keep it right on your wall. Keep it everywhere you look, you can see words about it. And it will happen no matter what. It's going to happen. It's magnetized to you. It's coming to you. Everything I put on my list, I have except for this one house that I want. It's a single family house.
And what's that?
I was going to say,
what's
bothering you, big bro?
It's from Usher's video. It's this really beautiful modern house over. The old video is You Don't Have to Call.
You don't have to call.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the video, he's in this nice, amazing mansion. I'm gonna get that house. It's coming.
Say that.
It's coming.
When you get it, we're gonna have you on this again. And
you all coming over. You all coming over.
We're gonna do it there. We're gonna do it there.
Yeah, 100%.
I like to say that because I actually watch a podcast, and the last thing they like to end on is what can you say right now that we can revert to when your goal actually happens and say, yo, Andrew told us this 5 years ago, and look at him now. And you just said it.
That's it.
Andrew made that happen.
Andrew, we thank you for coming through. Once again, this was organic. This was motivating, and we didn't even get to experience it yet. When we watch this back, is when we're really gonna pick the gems up.
Just
feel me?
Just one more thing, right, real quick, because the Airbnb situation. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta go back to that. I feel like we get the full answer.
We did
really. Man, I got you.
You said you've been in the Airbnb business for 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
You're brand new to it. You feel like you're late to the game. You said that you get a better return.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? You understand?
I'm an Airbnb superhost now. My rating is like a 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Congratulations.
And all that comes from is caring about your place. And I've always lived everywhere I've ever rented to anybody. So I know the ins and outs. I know what makes it comfortable. I know that, when you gentlemen walked in, it was nice and toasty and warm and looking good.
Hey, yo, the lights right there to your right. I said, how did he know it was You feel me? He said it's nice and toasty in there.
Yeah.
It's warm, my
I was
guy.
like, wait, let me take my shoes off.
I put all the work into it. Like, I put even the A word into it. Alexa, turn on entrance light. Yeah. And then you look over and it's like, do.
Oh!
Yo, stop! Yeah. You know, I know my spaces, right?
If y'all couldn't see, the light actually turned on.
As soon as you said dun.
And you can do all kinds of things. I know every space I've ever went to anybody. I put my whole best effort into making it good. Now with my girl Regine, she makes it more beautiful. She gives a woman's touch to it. And I set a crazy goal, and I like setting crazy goals, right? You set a crazy goal, and it was to start and open one Airbnb every month. nonstop. So I found someone who's a really good like interior designer. This lady her name is Lara. She was amazing at it. She really helped. She was good. And I split my profits. I said, I'm gonna split my profits with you. I want you to be greedy to make crazy profits with me. I said, I'm gonna give you 50%.
On the table like that.
50%.
Pay your people.
She said, I'll work for you for 4 months and then I'm gonna move to be my boyfriend. I said, that's fine. Cause she was a renter here anyway. I said, let's do it. So we started one, and we took a room that would normally make $700-800 a month. We made $1,500.
Wait, say that again.
A room, right? And I said, okay, well, let's try it again. We did a second room that normally makes $800 a month, and we made $1,500. I said, okay, let's do a whole apartment. I got an apartment that I struggle to get people into, and pay the rent at $1,000 a month, including utilities. Wow.
You don't get that.
And people always would flake on me. Oh, I have the money next week. Oh, and they run out. Oh, I gotta leave. I can't afford this place anymore. Struggling. Beautiful place though. All right, word. That's cool. Let's do this then. So we worked on that place for 2 months. Made it nice. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. Couldn't get $1,000 for it. Started making $3,000 a month in that place. I haven't stopped making $3,000 a month on that place, by the way. It's been ever since then. Like I said, I've been doing this for a little more than 2 years now. I started in January, so what is this now? This is February?
Yeah.
So 2 years and almost 3 months I've been doing Airbnb. That was my 3rd, 4th, and 5th listing, and I've been growing them ever since then. Now, I mean, it just makes more sense. So then if you had people who don't want to pay rent on time, say goodbye. You give them a chance. I really want to keep you, but if you don't want to pay your rent, I can't force you to stay. You got to go.
Right.
Okay, cool. And then they leave. They're happy to leave. Oh, they found another place they're happy with. You take their place. You make it really nice. You make it nice that you'd want to stay there. You make it nice that your girl want to stay there with you. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. If it's that nice, it's going to rent. And it's going to be great. Your numbers you want to work with. You want to think about 22. A good Airbnb should be rented about 22 days out of the month. If it's not renting 22 days out of the month, you did something wrong. You didn't do it right. You picked the wrong place maybe. Mm-hmm. Something's wrong. Okay? Your price might be off. There's a lot of ways we can help you tighten that up. But 22 is the right number. If you're getting 31, your price is too low. Everybody can get in there. They're getting in there all the time.
Too accessible.
Yeah, it's too accessible. And I mean, there are times when we have that. I mean, we bought another place, right? So I went into business with a friend of mine, and we said, all right, let's write our contracts and let's go ahead and buy the Connecticut Lake House. Beautiful place, 5 bedrooms on the water. It makes really good numbers. And during the summer, it's rented 31 days out of the month. Every month of the summer.
Not to cut you off, I don't know if this is too personal, but can you reveal that number or close to that number for the people?
I can't reveal the exact number, but what I'll say is we started at $4.99 a day.
Do the math. Do the math.
Times 31.
Is the Airbnb market a growing market, or is it kind of like stagnant right now? Like, what's
it's
up
a
with
funny
that?
thing. A lot of people got out of the market because of what happened with Corona, right? Mm-hmm. So they jumped out. They were like, okay, this is not going to work for me. I've lost it, and then they had to leave. But if you've been doing what you need to do, if you've been making a place that's nice, people still need somewhere nice to go. Mm-hmm. And who wants to go to a hotel if you could go to an Airbnb?
You want to feel at home.
Yeah, you can make your own meal. You can have all your stuff in your own fridge. You can walk out the door and no one's bothering you. You don't have to deal with any nonsense. It's just you and the landlord and you're good. Like, this is superior and it costs less. At the end of the day, you're saving money and having a better place. It's a no-brainer.
What do you say about, just to play devil's advocate, I know you're familiar with the Pop Smoke story? The rapper from Brooklyn, he was shot dead.
Yeah, I do know.
Unfortunately, Airbnb. Is that something that you guys have to worry about people plotting on certain people, knowing this person is not, a native to the neighborhood? We might be able to catch a lick off a certain people.
I think from what I heard, I don't know everything about his story, but I heard that he was, posting where he was at to the whole world and letting people know. And I think, one of the nice things about Airbnb too is anonymity. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows where you're at. Keep your mouth shut. Go and enjoy a nice place. Tell your friends, hey, I found a nice place. Come back and visit again. And you can get away. You can get away from your regular life. You can get away from your regular city. And it may cost you a little bit of money. It may cost you, $100, $200 a night for, two couples to go have a beautiful place to go chill at and get away. You know, for 7 friends to have a nice house to go play pool and just chill at. You don't need to go and put stuff on blast and, you know, have beefs with people like that. Also, you know, I don't know what happened between him and his associates, but I know that majority of the time when you have these kind of problems, you've had other issues with this person back and forth. So I'm not involved with that. Like, I've tried to just do well by everyone I've met and be a blessing and be blessed and repeat, just rinse and repeat that one. And that's been working for me. So, you know, I think that, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Like, even here you have automated locks, you have security, you have the opportunity to know that you're being looked out for, right? You know, if you go to a hotel, you'll have something similar too, but it's just dry, you know, like, you don't know them, they don't know you, you don't have a connection. You can't just say, oh, I'll be back here next year, you know, like, we have one of our locations, one of the black fraternities is having an event there every single year. A black family is having an event there every year. We have white families, we have Hispanic families, we have just people we've met and made beautiful connections with that now have a place that they go every year, if not multiple times a year, and they refer their friends. So I'd say like 30% of our people that come back are just return business. And it's all because of maintaining and having good business relationships, treating people well. You know, someone calls me, hey, listen, I slipped and fell in the mud. Can you activate that washing machine so I can do my laundry? All right, sure, I got you. You know, you say the word to the A word, and bam, the machine's on for them. Do one load and, you know, shut it off. I'm not supposed to let you do it, but I got you. Help them out, you know, do certain things for them. Go the extra mile like you would like them to do for you at other places, and people will always be thankful. Gratitude goes a long way.
I like that.
You know, if you're thankful to them for choosing your place, it shows. They can feel it. You know, like they say, don't be a servant, right? God serves man, but he's not a servant, right? Be the best server of man that you can be.
I like that 100%. It's funny you just said that. You said that whole spiel basically because you were saying earlier how like you like to give your people what you would want, which is everything under the sun. You know, like, I know me. Like I came here because honestly, like you said, I seen this kitchen, I seen those lights right there, and I was like, I could see my house looking like this. I'm here, you know. So I kind of heard this from Grant Cardone, which we probably all
know Grant
familiar
Cardone.
with.
See, I know more of that stuff. That's my stuff.
Yeah.
So what you do is you put that pressure on yourself.
Yes, sir.
You put that pressure on yourself to over deliver, and look how it pays you out.
Yes, sir. It really does. It's a blessing every single time. Every single place you ever made is like, I wish I would live there, and it's better than the last one I made. And every single time you keep on beating at that craft, getting your 10,000 hours. That's what they say, right? It takes 10,000 hours to get mastery. So get started. You know, the first room I made is that room right there. That's the first room I've ever made. And it was a blessing.
Look at us.
It was a blessing, you know? And then I was like, you know what? Actually, what happened was I was still living here. And then this a gentleman approached me on Airbnb. He was like, listen, I need a place for one of my workers. I'm a CEO of a company. And I need a guy to come into town to work for me. I need this place. I'll give you $4,000 a month. I'll pack my bags. I was like, you know, this is my little private lair for myself. I don't care, man. I wasn't even worried about be like crazy about what you're willing to do to make your stuff work. And I moved into a room.
Right.
In my own house, I moved into a room. I moved out the room because I can't stand having roommates. I'm going to live by myself. And the place is unfinished. Everything was unfinished. If you see that wall right there, that's a memory wall right there. That wall is the painted version of what this place looked like. This whole place was stone and concrete everywhere you looked. It was low-hanging pipes. It was big old boilers sitting out here. It was horrible. You know, windows wouldn't close properly. I had a Bilco door that was falling apart. It was bad. It was bad. It was cold at night.
That's why he asked if it was toasty.
Yeah, I made sure.
He knew what it was.
I knew what it was. I mean, even this holds in the heat. You can feel the warmth in this. So if if it's cold in here, it's gonna radiate the cold like an air conditioner. It is. So you want to make sure it's nice and for everybody. You take care of everybody. I never forget what it was like being here and eating just white rice while you're surrounded by, you know, a dusty place with old broken windows. And you know, I had to move out of my own place. I was living upstairs and I had roommates. they would always use up all the toilet paper. You'd be in the bathroom, you'd be like, wait a minute. Hey, I just went to the bathroom. Where's the toilet paper at? We ain't bringing you nothing. Really? Oh, really? All right, word. I got this. It's cool. I quit my second job. So I'm going back to school. I need a place to stay. I'll just stay. I'll crash right here. I'll be just fine. I remember one of my roommates from upstairs had come by and looked over, and she's like, "Woof, Andrew, I can't believe you would live in a place like that. That looks horrible." I said, "Don't worry. I won't be here long. It'll be a whole different place. You'll wish you could live here later."
Now look at it.
2 years later, she was like, "Can I move there?" I'm like, "No, sorry.
Hey.
It's already booked.
Watch
it."
what you say.
And build everything, because if you do it for others the way you'd want it done for yourself, at least, right? It'll be fine. You never know when you'll end up living in it. I ended up making this room. I was like, I'm gonna design it up, make it nice. Da da da. I don't know how it's gonna go. I made it really nice, right? Sunshine room, made it beautiful. And then I'm still living here. And then I got that offer. The guy was like, "Hey, I'll give you $4,000 a month for 4 months to live here
for this
one
space.
Room. No, the space, the whole space."
Okay.
Yeah,
that's so great.
Because I'm out. I moved into that room I just made. Thank God I put a nice big screen and TV on the wall, and I bought the nice mattresses for it, so it was super comfortable, and I built an extra 6-foot closet, and I made it really nice. His own door to come in, everything with little keypads, and the A word, control the lights in that room. I mean, I made it nice. You know, next thing, I'm talking to my girl. At that time, I'm talking to Regine, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, girl? You know, why don't you come to my place, you know?" She's like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to stay in this one little room for a little while." And she was like, "All right, cool." I was like, "She crazy, but I like that. That's good." Yo, she never had a problem that I was a different place. Whenever she come to visit me, I'll be here, I'll be there. She'd be like, "All right, cool. Where we staying this time? Can we stay at that one? All right, yeah, we can stay at that one. Can we stay at this one? We could." And she was cool with that. She was willing to work with me no matter what. And she never even batted an eye. She never thought anything about it. She never complained or questioned it. She was like, "Oh, I know you getting your money right. All right, word." So, and she was here from almost the infancy. I was like, what? You know, just a couple months into doing this. So I had like 3 Airbnbs at that point. And like I said, it was 1 Airbnb per month, every single month. I opened every single month. I'm at now 24 Airbnbs.
Wow, kudos.
Yo, Andrew, you did your thing. Any specific books you read to adopt the mindset? Give us and our listeners, you know what I mean, some of the books you would recommend to them.
A lot of people say Kiyosaki first because, you know, understand what acid is.
Right.
I would say Carol Dweck Mindset. It's a pedagogy book, but that joint's fire. Learn to have a growth mindset. A growth mindset means that you will encounter problems, and that's not going to knock you down and spill you over and you're going to break down and fall apart. Nah. That is going to be part of your learning experience and how you're going to grow, and just take it and say, "Oh, I like challenges." Learn to say that every day. I like challenges. I like a challenge. I like a challenge. I like a challenge. All the time. When you feeling really challenged, oh, that's right. I like a challenge. Right. Keep on saying it. And remember, you soak it up. You soak it up. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it. And you take it. Other great books. Honestly, it's funny. The Bible is, I was raised pretty religious, and I enjoyed that. And I'm more spiritual now, but I would still say one of my favorite books is Proverbs. Proverbs is fire. Read Proverbs. If you wanna be real motivated, start from the end. Start Proverbs 31. Read Proverbs 31. If you're a brother looking for a nice lady, read Proverbs 31. That will set your mind right. All right, that is the manual. That's the blueprint. It tells you exactly what to look for if you want a good one. And you're going to find a lot of trash out there. This will tell you how to avoid all that. Then go back to Proverbs 1 and read through it, because it's going to give you that knowledge. Don't throw your pearls before swine and whatnot. It's going to tell you, only fools despise correction, right? Learn to soak it up. Love correction. I have a colleague of mine. This man is he's as close as a father could be to me too. And my father's awesome. All right, I love my dad. He puts me on. He's on it. Jamaican. He came from a family of farmers. Worked his way up. Went through school. Took care of himself. Met my mom at Utica College. And first to get education in his whole family, like to get a degree, right? And You know, he put me on. He was showing me how to do this stuff when I was a little boy. He was always pushing me to be excellent. Just like my mom, too. You know, she's excellent in her own way, too. City girl from Montego Bay. And, you know, became a nurse, became a supervising nurse, director of facilities. You know, none of them, they come from uneducated families. Like, nobody had education. Her grandma looked at my mom and was like, you will be a nurse. You will be a doctor. You will be this. And they all just did what they were told. So, you know, there's power in those words you use. Other great books, and there's a ton of great books you can go out there and scoop up. But
what would you say was your favorite?
Yeah, what defined your moment?
Yeah, what was the book you read that was like, yo, honestly, all right, I'm ready.
Lit the fire in your ass.
Nah, man. It is really Proverbs. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I mean, you can hear knowledge all the time, but until you're ready for it, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can really hear somebody say, oh, go buy this property, or go do this investment, or buy Bitcoin at this price and sell at that, and then repeat the process. Whatever it is. And if you don't take action on any of it, it doesn't mean anything to you. It doesn't have any deeper meaning. That, honestly, Proverbs is like, you know, that's my favorite book.
Okay.
That's written by, you know who? Solomon, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so wisest man alive. He put some words down. You better listen. To absorb correction. When, you know, Mr. Bryce, he's that guy I told you is like the closest of a father. When he says, you know, you're so stupid. Why don't you just listen to me and I'll tell you do this? Why would you go? I went and bought a BMW. Go, you know, I'm feeling myself. I got a little bit of bread. Get a little twin turbo 535 XI, right?
Okay.
And he's like, this is the stupidest car you ever bought in your life. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, this is a stupid car. You own how many houses and you have no business driving a BMW? This is an idiot's car. I'm like, I like BMWs. They're good looking cars. Dates go well. It's a good car. You know? He's like, that's a stupid car. You go buy yourself a truck. You buy a Toyota truck. I was like, that's me swallowing.
Swallow the pride.
Oh man. Okay. Take the correction. Get rid of the BMW. Went out, bought myself a Toyota. Best move I ever made.
Why is that?
Best move I ever made. You don't have no business being a homeowner and not having a truck. You will miss every deal that comes your way. There's always opportunities coming. If you have a truck, you can go and scoop up the material for your contractors to work. Oh, contractor's coming over tomorrow. He only has from 9 until 7 to work at your house. But he doesn't have materials. That's okay, cool. Home Depot, I'm coming to pick up this, and this. Pull up, there's a special parking space for you because now you're not just a regular dude. Now you're a contractor for them. You're a special person, right? So you have a special parking space for them. And then they'll come out and help you load your truck up. You bring the stuff over to them. The guy's like, oh, I can't do the job today because I don't have material. Like, nah, they're right in the truck. Let's pull it out. Let's go.
We're going to work today.
We're going to work today.
That's
That's how, you know, my girl's place in 2.5 months, she has 2 Airbnbs up and running and more than paying all her bills. Because we're able to jump in there, get everything, and I can tell you everything that she's used at our house has either come on my truck or my contractor's truck. And I can do that, and I can afford to take the time and say, hey, baby, I got you. What do you need? I picked it up for you? All right, I got you. Let's go. No problems. Mm-hmm. Everything the painter needs, I got that Benjamin Moore. Everything the contractor needs, I can get that Goodwood. Oh, you need some nice design stuff? Lowe's. I'll be right there. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Pick up that. Because the guy only has today, and then tomorrow he's leaving to Guatemala, and he's going to go on a 2-month vacation. So let's get him those countertops he needs. Throw him in the truck. Let's go. No excuses. That's what a truck is. It's no excuses for a homeowner. Mm-hmm. And there's right tools for everybody. But you have to be willing to listen and take advice from someone who's wiser than you and say, you know what, I might be the man, but that's tomorrow. Today, I'm not the wisest person in the room. I'm going to listen to the wisest person in the room. So when Mr. Bryce says, do this, he might even call me stupid. It doesn't even bother me. Yep. Because whatever he's going to tell me to do is going to make me do better. Mm-hmm. Right? Whenever Raul, my buddy, tells me, do this. Okay, I'm going to do it.
And I like that you said that. So now, those are 2 great people in your life, right?
Diminish
you trust
ego.
them, and you trust them. Sounds like you really, really trust these people.
Diminish your ego. My dad, too.
Right, right. So how do you decipher those people from everyone else?
First, the track record. What are you doing?
Okay.
How does your life look?
Say, what's your
on the inside? What's your track record? Because you can't go to somebody and learn something they don't know how to do for themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen a lot of fake people. Oh, you can get a lot of money if you do this. Like the wholesale business. I checked that out too, right? Oh, this is going to be a great program. You can all do wholesale. I was like, let me see what you really do. Right? I know people that do the wholesale thing and they make no money. Really? I'm not going to listen to them. I don't want to hear what they have to say. I don't want to do it. Because if you can't make it work, how are you going to teach me to make it work? Don't ever follow somebody who's not a master in their own field. Follow a master in their field and take every lesson you can until they say, I have nothing left to teach you. My boy John, I used to teach him Kung Fu when he was younger and he was in school and stuff. Because he was going off the Marines, I was like, I'm going to teach you some Kung Fu. And he's going to learn some stuff. And I taught him that 1-inch punch, boy. He was good. He was getting nice with it. We was doing Kung Fu. He was learning to fight really well. Like, this is great. One day he was like, yo, Palmer, what's up? And I was like, what's up? And I looked over and he went, boom! Wow. He punched me so hard, my back started to hurt. He punched me in the chest. My back hurt. I was like, No, I didn't hurt. Listen, you've learned everything I can teach you. You good now. You good. I mean, I was... Your boy was in pain. I felt like it was a dent in my back, and he hit me here. But let me tell you something. He became a boxer in the Marines, and he became nice. He's nice with it. And we still do different businesses together, and we still help. But he was willing to listen to me, say, listen, if you do these things, I'm gonna always support you and be there for you. If you need anything, I got you. But let's run. Let's go. And he did it. So you need people who are doing what they talk about. And find those people and don't find anybody else. Don't listen to anybody who doesn't know their business, doesn't know their field. They're not dominating their field. Why would you? You can go on the internet and listen to what the Oracle of Omaha says to do, right? Mm-hmm. What does he say? Your most important decision you're going to make is going to be who you choose to marry. His most important decision that he made. You know what I'm talking about, the Oracle of Omaha, right?
I'm not sure.
Warren Buffett.
Oh.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, wow.
He said his most important decision was who he chose to marry. And he married twice. The first girl was like, nah, it's cool. You should marry the second one. She's better for you. And she let him do that.
Wow.
He's one of the wealthiest men in the whole world. What is the price of Berkshire Hathaway A right now?
200?
No, my dude. Alexa,
200K.
what does Berkshire Hathaway A shares cost today?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Berkshire Hathaway is a holding company that owns and manages a wide range of...
Yeah, but we don't have the price. We need the price today, though.
companies wholly owned
Alexa.
by Berkshire.
We unplugged that one.
I
You
see.
guys
No
should
wonder.
plug it. Yeah.
I'm like talking to the wall. Like, where is it?
Steve, if you want, there's an
No, it's okay.
Alexa.
No, it's okay. You can plug it in later. But it's like 20 grand, I think, for one stop. One stop.
$364,400.
That's it.
And
One
it's
stop.
on a decline, trending down right now.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
364,000 for one stock
300.
in Berkshire Hathaway.
Hold the hell.
That's Berkshire Hathaway A.
Yeah.
They have B shares too.
Oh, let's check.
You can get B shares is cheaper. All right, you can get in there at least.
$241.85 also on a downtrend.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. So you can start there and you can make your money. But I'm saying, like, if he says that's the most important thing to do, listen to him. Right? You can find all these amazing people out there and listen to find anybody who's the best in your field or whatever you want to do and edify yourself. Learn every day what they're saying. Watch their videos. If you need to listen to Les Brown until you get to find out the master in your field, do Les Brown videos. If you need to go E.T., right? Mm-hmm. E.T.'s amazing. You guys all know E.T. the hip-hop preacher, right? Mm-hmm. Right. He's amazing. He'll help get your mind right. Yeah. Right? When you want it as bad as you need to breathe, that's when you'll do your best work. You don't get all, you got a little bit of money coming in now. You're making that good, extra little bit of money. You kind of get a little soft all of a sudden. Maybe you need to see what it's like to lose all your money and get rid of all that and learn and come back even harder, better than you were before. I know when I bought the lake house with my partner, the plan was to spend $35,000 to get this house each. $35,000 cash. Mm-hmm. Just here you go. And we spent that. And then after we got the house, we need to do some work on it to make it really right. So we went and spent an extra $15,000 each. Boom, right there. Now we're at $50K. I said to my girl, listen, you better see who I am right here. This is who I really am. You're going to see me go from having $50,000 cash to having nothing. And I'll make it all back way faster. But you got to see me, who I am right here in the trough. If I can be the same person you met and fell in love with, or a punk, and fall apart and crying, mommy, this life is not fair. You're going to see who I really am. And we went down, and then we went back up. Mm-hmm. And I will say that, and when I say real exact numbers, but I'll say that everything I put into it, I've more than been paid back for.
Congratulations.
And then it's just generating more. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, hey, what's nice is 5 bedrooms is cool, but 5 bedrooms plus a game room would be nice. 5 bedrooms, a game room, and a Meeting hall would be nice. 5 bedrooms, a game room, and a meeting hall and a dock would be nice. And we're just adding on and adding on and adding on. And it's a blessing. But being able to be that person in that moment and listen to those masters that you've allowed into your life. Not listen to, just family because they're family. Mm-hmm. Family's sometimes afraid for you. Oh, you shouldn't be buying a house. The market's about to crash. The market's always about to crash. Every 7 years, expect it to crash. If it doesn't crash, it's going to crash harder at 9 or 10 years. So what? You buy when the market's going down, but you don't try to time the market because it's always going down and up and down and up and down and up. Who cares? Just get in there, find something that makes sense. It's valuable. It will always be valuable, even in a down market. You'll always be able to rent it. Grab that. Investments, stocks, same story. Grab it. Don't even try to time the market. Just dollar cost average, which means you just put your money into something that you know is going to make sense. You buy good stocks, and you'll be fine. You just keep on doing it. You keep on just putting the effort into it, getting those 50,000 hours down. Before you know it, you're a master in your field, and you didn't even know you were a master. Next thing you know, you meet some awesome young men who are like, hey, can you speak about something for about 2 minutes? And you're like, yeah, sure, 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
And you surprise yourself that you have something to share that's actually worthwhile. Opportunities flow to you. I got approached by my old university. They said, hey, can you come and teach teachers how to teach? And I was like, I don't have anything. I'm too young for that. And they're like, no, you got this. You got the degrees. You can do it. I'm like, I try. And then I was surprised. I have a lot to share with them. And I'm thankful because they are, every opportunity leads to new opportunities, So now you're a professor and then you become a supervisor. And you're a supervisor and you're taking that to start you running your own company. And now you're running your own company, you open a second company. You meet a girl and, your girl, she runs Be More LLC. It's a, counseling company. So she's, a big boss running her company and an owner. I'm an owner. We have another point we can share on. If you want a bummy chick, you should aspire to be a bummy dude. Then you two will match. You'll be a good couple together. But you can't be a man who's on fire and then be with a bummy chick, right? You guys will always clash. You always, you think you hot shit. I don't know why you think you so fire. You think you ain't nothing. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I hear you. There's a door.
Right
Negativity.
There's a door. Your energy doesn't belong in the same space as me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I've said a child to a lot of that. You have to. You can't keep negativity around. If you're buoyant and you're going up, how are you gonna hang out with lead?
It's only gonna hold you down.
Yeah, nah. No, you can't. The chain gonna have to break.
Yeah.
That's it. Let it go. Walk on. Move on. Do your thing. I'm blessed. And I'm thankful to you guys because I think you guys are all doing amazing things. I can't wait to see what all you go and do because you have more knowledge than I had and you're so young. I'm still young, but y'all 2 decades ahead of me with the same knowledge now. What are you going to do?
All I'm going to say is thank you.
Yeah. And
thank
also,
you.
information without application is not a damn thing.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Put it into the action.
And this whole interview was information that you guys can apply to your lives.
Yes,
information that we're going to apply to our lives.
Like right now, though.
Right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Like right
pick
now.
one thing and do one thing now.
Yeah.
One thing.
Andrew, we thank you. The Four Stooges are happy as fuck to have you as our first guest on the show.
Thank
it
you.
was definitely a special interview.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can do it again, maybe in a nicer setting.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually get that house and
Yeah.
that.
Or
You
Shorty
should
got a
date.
better one.
She does that. She got me beat. She got me beat. I'll say it.
So,
she
yeah,
does.
you
Don't
definitely-
worry. We'll get the next one. It'll be
Yeah.
all right. You know what I'm saying?
Same
We'll make that one even better.
All right.
But no, I look forward to it. And thank you guys. Thank you. And thank your listeners for taking a moment, listening, and taking one piece of advice.
For the people watching this, can they contact you anywhere, social media, and give you a follow?
Yeah, sure. For my girls' company, it's Be More LLC. For mine, my company's Preferred Palmer Properties, and we're just starting, a new Instagram as well. So we'll be setting that up, but you can look it up. You can look up CT Lavish Lake House. That's also available as well to find me on there, and you'll find all my contact information. Yeah. CT Lavish Lake House. And yeah, I'll definitely, if anyone wants to work and run and you're willing to take anything I want to give you, then we'll run together.
Wow.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Four Stooges. Andrew Palmer. There we go. First interview.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wow.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
I've been talking for like an hour, right?
I just crossed another nigga over, tell him guard up. Double tap the button up on the key, the car gon' start up. I lost some members of the early